Hi, many people say do not judge a book by its cover. Yes, it is. So today I'm going to tell you about the story of a monk and his disciples. One day, a monk and his disciples went for a journey, and in that journey, they have to cross a river. As they were traveling, they met seven beautiful girls who also wanted to cross the river. But since they didn't have a boat to cross the river, they decided to go together with their disciples in the small boat. And after some time, the boat was almost sinking, and one of the girls fell down to the river. And all were afraid and wondered what to do, because monks cannot touch a girl, and not even to look at them. And while they were discussing who would help, one disciple jumped into the river to help that young lady. He took her and carried her in his hands to the bank of the river. And there he pressed her belly, and he tried to bring her back to life by taking out the water from her nose and mouth. After some time, she got up and thanked that young disciple. And as they were traveling back to the monastery, one of the disciples went to complain about the incident that took place in the river to the master. He said, "How is it that we monks are not allowed to touch a girl? But today we saw what happened. He carried her in his hands, he pressed her stomach, and he even kissed her. Is that not a sin?" The master replied, "He carried her from the river to the bank, and he helped her to gain back her life, and he even prayed for her, and after that he forgot about her. But you carried her from the river to the monastery because you still remember her, and you carried her in your heart." So sometimes in our lives, we are very quick in judging and criticizing others, while we fail to look at our own mistakes. As many people say, we should not judge a book by its cover. So also we should not judge people before we get to know them first, because we can never know what is inside them. Many times we do pressurize the people, but we never realize that more pressure is compiling within us, because the more we judge people, the more we forget about ourselves. Innocent people think that we are in the right track, but we never know and realize that we are just like a whitewashed tomb, which looks neat and clean from the outside, but inside full of rotten bones and a horrible smell. Therefore, we should not judge, because the Word of God clearly mentioned in the Gospel of St. Matthew chapter 7. It says, "Do not judge, so that you may not be judged. For with the judgment you make, you will be judged. And the measure you give will be the measure you get." So, my dear friends, let us not judge one another,